Good morning. I want to welcome everyone to Commissioners Court. If we could we close the back door? Thank you. Before we get started here, we have Dr. Tony Romans here. If he would please lead us in the invocation, and then we've got some special visitors that's going to lead us in the pledge.
Thank you. Father, this morning we choose to be grateful. Father, we're grateful for your grace and your goodness that meets us every morning and moment by moment each day sustains us. Father, surely we'd be crushed by our inadequacies if it wasn't for your sufficiency and your abundant supply. So, Father, today as we gather in this place that you've ordained, we just pray for your favor and goodness. Father, we are grateful for our judge and for our commissioners, and we pray your blessing and favor on them and their families. Father, we thank you for your watchful care for us through first responders. And Father, we pray your grace and safety and watch care to be on them as well today. So, Lord, as we just bow before you, we're grateful again for the love and goodness that makes it possible for us to come into your presence through the blood of your Son. And it's in his name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. And as I mentioned, we have some special guests here with us, our 4-H, I believe these are our ambassadors. If you would, please come forward and lead us in the pledges. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now, before y'all go, since y'all were so gracious to lead us in this, why don't you introduce yourselves to the crowd?
I'm Calista Turner. I'm Cassie. I'm Jack Tyler. I'm Sam Tyler.
And who are y'all with?
We're with 4-H.
There we go. Thank you very much. All right. Well, the time is 9:03. We do have a quorum, so we'll call this meeting of Commissioners Court to order. Do we have any citizens' comments?
No, sir.
No citizens' comments. Item 1, consider and take action on minutes from previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on September the 28th, 2021. Are there any additions, deletions, or comments?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we approve the minutes of the regular session of Commissioners Court on September the 28th, 2021 as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the minutes of Commissioners Court on September 28th, 2021 as presented. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item number 2 is consider and take action to proclaim October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month for Henderson County. And Ms. Cooper, you the court knows and recognizes Ms. Cooper, and as she comes forward, she has her wonderful team with her here today as well. Ms. Cooper, please introduce yourself and the individuals you have with you.
Della Cooper, I'm with the East Texas Crisis Center. I'm the Director of Outreach, and I have Kathy Arnold, Shelby Kessler, and Amanda Cooper, who is my team. And we have Leslie and Ginger from the Help Center, and Sarah. So,
Fantastic.
but I do want to thank y'all for, again, allowing us to come and present this Emory training and allowing us to bring this to you. So I will read the proclamation. Proclamation 2021 Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In recognition of the important work of domestic violence programs, the victim, service providers, and the survivors, we urge all citizens to actively participate in the scheduled activities and programs sponsored by the East Texas Crisis Center and other community organizations in the endeavor of eliminating domestic violence. Whereas domestic violence is not confined to any one group or groups of people, but crosses all economic, racial, gender, educational, religious, and societal boundaries and is sustained by indifferences, has wide-ranging effects on individuals and society as a whole. And whereas the crimes of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity due to the systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economical control and/or abuse. And whereas domestic violence impacts millions of people each year, and the prevention of these high numbers of domestic violence occurrences requires the collective voice and power of individuals, families, institutions, and systems. And whereas local programs, state coalitions, national organizations, and other agencies nationwide are committed to increasing public awareness of domestic violence and its prevalence, and to eliminating it through prevention and education. And whereas important partnerships have been formed among criminal and juvenile justice agencies, healthcare providers, allied professionals, and victim services to assist the victims of domestic violence and their families. And whereas it is important to recognize the compassion and dedication of the individuals who provide services to victims of domestic violence and work to increase public understanding of the significant problem, we encourage domestic violence victims and their families to seek assistance from the appropriate victims services organizations such as the East Texas Crisis Center. And whereas Henderson County joins others across Texas and the nation in supporting victims of domestic violence, as well as local programs, state coalition, national organizations, and other agencies who are committed to increasing public awareness of domestic violence and sending a clear message to abusers that domestic violence is not tolerated. And whereas victims should have help to find the compassion, comfort, and healing that they need, along with all support services, so that they can safely escape the cycle of abuse, and their abusers should be punished to the full extent of the law.
Ms. Cooper, thank you very much. Do you have any statistics?
This fiscal year, we have served 338 individuals of domestic violence, and we have had 2,934 calls needing assistance or resources. So far, here in Henderson County for 2021, the statistics for domestic violence is the Henderson County Sheriff's Office has reported 78 calls and 15 arrests. Athens Police Department has had 121 calls and 37 arrests. The county attorney has had 86 cases of family assault. No, I'm sorry, has had 86 assault cases and 78 were domestic violence. The district attorney's office since 2018 has had 382 family violence felony cases. The DA's office has processed approximately 148 applications for family protective orders since January the 1st of 2021. Henderson County has reported 4 deaths associated to domestic violence.
Those numbers continue to surprise us, and it is for years now, every month or every year we come to bring attention to this, and each year we hope that the numbers improve. Each year we are sadly disappointed. If it weren't for the work of law enforcement and the work of organizations such as yourself, who knows what these numbers could reach to. The efforts that's put forth by these nonprofit organizations are not only a labor to meet a need, it's also a labor of love that yourself and these fine individuals that we have with us here put forth every day to help these individuals escape the abuse. And speaking for the court, I won't speak for everyone, but I will say you have our deepest appreciation and our continued commitment to help educate and to bring awareness to it whenever we can.
Thank you.
Court?
Thank you for all you do, all the sheriff's department and the county attorney and all of that your staff does. Thank you.
We are blessed. And in Henderson County, and I'm always bragging on our county, the work that the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, the County Attorney, District Attorney, and all the other nonprofits, and we work together. And that's what we have to do. It's not one standing alone doing something and thinking to get the credit. It's nothing to do with that. It's for the victims. So I'm blessed. We're grateful.
Commissioners?
I'd like to say thank you to all y'all that help in these situations. And I'd also like to ask Della one question right quick. If you've seen an uptick in numbers due to the situation we've had over the last year with families being at home more.
We are still kind of borderline on that. The calls did come up a little bit, but as far as victim services, they actually went down, and we're not the only entity in this line of work that the numbers have went down, because you have to think the abusers is at home with the victims. They're in control of the cell phones, they're in control of the transportation and the work and everything, and they're not allowing anybody to go anywhere. So it's kind of like everything just stopped as far as the outside, but what was going on the inside still remained.
And is there a program today at the courthouse?
Yes, well, we were hanging the clothesline project, and Judge McKinney will be reading the proclamation. And we do have a special speaker, and her name is Leslie Hillard, and she has a magnificent story.
That's at noon at the courthouse.
Yes, sir.
I think the second paragraph here defines all of it when it says it crosses all economic, racial, gender, education, religion, and social boundaries. It's just not inside the household, it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, I believe that we have the wagon wheel and all the spokes here that work together to get to that final deal, to put that abuser in the end. So thank you for all the departments that do make that wheel turn to get to the final deal. So thank y'all.
I want to thank y'all too, everything that y'all do. Y'all do a great job. And there's a lot of people out there that need y'all. And I'm glad that we make this aware to people that they do have a place to go. And the thing is just getting them where they can get out there too, y'all. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
With that, the proclamation reading and gathering will be at 12 noon on the courthouse today. So if anyone wishes to come and attend, please do. We'll continue with the clothesline, which we put up every year. Each shirt is a victim or a family of victims.
It's either a survivor, a victim, or a family of a victim.
Okay. Any other discussion? Entertain a motion on the proclamation.
I'd like to make a motion to proclaim October of 2021 is a Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner McCann, to proclaim October 2021 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. All in favor of the motion? Item passes. Again, thank you all very much. Item number 3 is consider and take action to proclaim the week of October 3rd through the 9th, 2021 as National 4-H Week here in Henderson County. And as you saw earlier, we had the 4-H, all of the ambassadors, right? The 4-H ambassadors that led us in the prayer. So we have Carolyn and our entire extension office here, so please.
Thank you very much, Judge McKinney. For those that are not familiar, my name is Angela Hemphill. I'm the county extension agent here in our county for 4-H and youth development. So 4-H is my passion. 4-H is the nation's largest youth development organization. It cultivates confident kids who tackle the issues that matter most in their communities. In the United States, 4-H programs empower 6 million people through 110 cooperative extension or university grant programs. Here in Texas 4-H, we have approximately 600,000 members. And 4-H goes beyond our borders. It's not just in America, it's also internationally in 50 other countries with approximately 1 million members. So it's very wide spanning. We are here today to celebrate National 4-H Week, and we appreciate you letting us have the time to come and tell our story to you. This year's theme is Find Your Spark, which highlights how 4-H offers opportunities to youth to find their passion and explore through hands-on learning opportunities. The positive environment provided by 4-H ensures that kids in every county across the country are encouraged to take leadership roles and be empowered with the skills to be leaders in life. In Henderson County, we have taken this year's theme to heart. Our members have had big wins already this year at the State Fair of Texas, Heart of Texas, and East Texas Fair with their livestock, taking home several grands. We had an individual take home top intermediate archer at State Fair. We also had our livestock judging team and range and plant ID teams take top 5s. And our robotics team is busy at work trying to get ready for State Fair next week. Not only that, but our horse judging team has advanced to the national level, and they will be traveling to Ohio next week to compete at the National 4-H Horse Judging Competition at the American Quarter Horse Congress. We are so proud of our members and how they have embraced finding their passions. Throughout the upcoming year, we will continue to help our members find their spark. We will offer hands-on learning experiences and workshops in food and nutrition, robotics, interior design, and livestock, just to name a few. We have a very busy year planned. I would like to now turn the floor over to some of our 4-H Council officers and let them be able to share their experiences of how 4-H has helped them find their spark. So, Mr. Sam Tyler.
Hey, I'm Sam Tyler. I'm 9 years old in the 4th grade. My projects are health and nutrition, beef, goats, and public speaking. I recently sold my steer meatball at the State Fair of Texas. My favorite thing about 4-H is Share the Fun contest. My favorite thing for that is to make everybody that isn't in 4-H happy. Hi, my name is Jack Tyler. I'm in 6th grade. I'm 11 years old. I've been in 4-H since 3rd grade. Some of the projects I'm in is beef, where I've shown at Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. Food and nutrition, where I'm a part of Food Show and Food Challenge. Shotgun sports, where I've shot at the state level in a 3-man team and got 2nd place in trap and 3rd place in skeet. Robotics, where I've won a statewide competition and we're currently practicing for the state fair. And finally, public speaking. My favorite of those is robotics and shotgun because I think a lot of kids would like them and they're just a lot of fun.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Calista Turner. I've been in 4-H for the past 8 years since the 3rd grade. And in those 8 years, I've been involved in many number of projects involving livestock show. I've been in livestock judging, learning, sewing, and food nutrition, and shotgun sports. I've learned responsibilities, learned how to speak in public, and learned many new attributes that I will carry with me after I graduate high school and go to college and try to find a career in being an adult. 4-H has offered opportunities for me to be able to get scholarships through record books that I've been doing since the 3rd grade, through colleges. Like this past recent year, this last summer, we went to a camp for leadership with kids all over the state. We learned a number of things for table etiquette or how to catch crabs. I met many new people, and that offers leadership in order to, excuse me, sorry. Many of the projects offer a range of levels. We get to learn new things that will help us through our adult years, through public speaking and leadership. With this, we get to carry it on with us, and one of my main projects that I do enjoy is the livestock show. I've been doing that since the 3rd grade, since I was 9 years old. I show 2 pigs every year, and each year I get to learn new things with how a pig should be filled out, how a pig should be fed, taken care of. You spend hours with that pig every single day. You get to take it to show all that work, and you get to spend 20 minutes in a ring, and that's all the time that you're going to get for all those hours of work. And you put that in, and that's what you get. That's your result. And it teaches you hard work and value, and what you put in is what you get. Yes, sir. You'll have. Thank you. Hi, I'm Calista Turner. I've been in 4-H for 8 years, like my sister. I'm in the 10th grade, and 4-H has taught me a lot about everything. Some of the projects that we do in 4-H is a project show, livestock show, food challenge, food show, and all of these things have mainly two really good things in common, as they all teach you about leadership and public speaking. Those two things I have learned so much about, and I have carried with me with school and everything. We'll be at school and we'll have to give a speech or something, and everybody's panicking, and I'm like, I got this. I've taken so many classes over this. And we've learned a lot. Many people ask me what I've learned in 4-H, and the two biggest things I've learned are those two things. And I'm really looking forward to job opportunities in college and everything, because I'm really looking forward to put my skills and what I've learned to use and to put them into action. And like my sister said, this year we went to a leadership camp, and we took a bunch of etiquette classes and leadership classes and public speaking classes. And the first thing they told us that very first day when we got on the bus is meet 5 people and make 5 friends. That day I met 5 people and I made 5 friends. Some of them I still talk to every single day. We talk about how we're still doing in our leadership camps, how we're still doing in our 4-H camps. It's all been a really fun experience. I learned so much from doing all of that. Like my sister said, the main project that we do is the livestock show. We put tons of effort, tons of work, tons of money and time into this livestock show for, like she said, for 20 minutes in a ring with a judge with so many other people. You put all this work and all this effort and all this time into 20 minutes. And sometimes you don't get the result that you want, and sometimes you get really excited and you get the result that you want. You got all that effort that you put into that. And it's just really exciting and really fun, and it's been really rewarding these past few years with all the work and everything that we've put into this 4-H program. And we're really excited for this year and everything Angela has helped us prepare for, and we're really looking forward to these oncoming years. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you again for allowing us to come before you this morning, and we appreciate everything and all of your support that you give us.
Questions from the court or discussion?
I would like to say, good job, kids. Y'all did amazing speaking.
Well, I mean, I know you've been here longer than I have, but to see the girls and the guys have grown over the last 2 or 3 years. And by the way, I just want to make sure that, but anyway, 4-H I was kind of in it, but the first time I got stuck or kicked by a steer, I was gone. But anyway, you 3 leaders, our ag extension officers, thank you for what you do for our kids at Henderson County. You can see the results across our county, and thank you for what you do. And good luck, kids, to y'all's endeavor this year.
I'd like to thank the leaders also for giving these kids the opportunity to be involved in some different things that are offered through the 4-H. I'd also like to thank the kids for getting involved. I really liked what she said a while ago. You get into it what you put into it. You get out of it what you put into it. That's exactly what you get. It's hard work. And if you work hard, you're going to get the results that you would like to get. And I don't care who you are and what you've been doing. It's hard to get up in front of a group of people and speak. And these kids did a super job, and we appreciate that. So, congratulations.
I grew up on a farm and done farming stuff all my life and was taught by my dad. So I didn't ever think I needed 4-H, so I never did join. But becoming a commissioner and having to get up in front of a crowd and speak is some of the hardest thing that you'll ever have to do. And if I would have known that they had public speaking in 4-H at that time, I think I would have joined. So I think y'all done a great job, and y'all will be good leaders one of these days. And that's a good thing to learn to do, is be able to get up in front of a crowd and speak to people. So I think that they did a great job.
Commissioner, I can give you an opportunity every Friday and Saturday night if you'd like to get up in front of people.
They play music.
Well, I'd like to add, since I'm talking about the spark, the spark, finding your spark, and what was stated about you get out of it what you put into it. And we've been very fortunate in Henderson County for the last 20 years to have one of the best 4-H programs and one of the best extension programs in the state and in the nation. And that's due to Ms. Hemphill, Ms. Tyler, and Mr. Perkins. Thank you all very much for your dedication to Henderson County, because it takes that consistency to build programs, and we appreciate your commitment to Henderson County. And kids, we've enjoyed y'all for years. Used to bring cookies, though. Used to. But anyway, thank y'all very, very much for what you do. And kids, y'all keep plugging. You're making us proud. Appreciate it. With that, we have a proclamation here. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey, to proclaim October 3rd through the 9th as National 4-H Week here in Henderson County. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Thank you very much. Now, item number 4 is consider and take action on a request for approval of out-of-state travel from our county extension service. And we have Mr. Perkins here.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. I'm Spencer Perkins, County Extension Agent of Ag and Natural Resources. Sam and I were going to make y'all cookies, but we got to tasting them too much, and we didn't have enough left over, so we'll work on that next time. We may leave it to the Turner girls instead of Sam and I. But I come to you this morning to request travel to Ohio. As Angela mentioned earlier, our horse judging girls have qualified for the national competition, and so I'd like to request travel up there. There will be 4 girls, each of their mothers, myself traveling. We're going to actually leave Friday morning, try to get up there, practice a few days on the way up there, get to Columbus, Ohio at the Quarter Horse Congress, see that for a few days. We've got orientation the day before, and we'll actually judge on Wednesday, the 13th, award ceremony the next morning, and then make our way back to Athens, Texas. I was fortunate as a kid to get to do this. And those memories I still have and can remember them like they were yesterday. They're life-changing memories. These kids haven't figured it out yet, but we're just using animals and events in 4-H to build a better human and a better future for us. Every single one of us sitting in this room, no matter your profession, you could have learned something through these projects, whether it's judging, decision-making, defending your stance, making decisions, or as the Turner girls mentioned, taking a hog and caring for it multiple times a day for 20 minutes of fame. That is one person's opinion, whether it does good or not. And so as much as you get to learn through your successes, you learn just as much through your failures. And it's hard to teach these kids sometimes that you work and work and work and do everything right, but one person doesn't like an animal that you present to them, and 20 minutes down the drain, which seems like a year of working. And so we're just using this avenue to build better youth for tomorrow. And I would be glad to answer any questions you have for our trip.
Court?
It's always good to have to request something after a really good lead up.
I saw that on the deal, is how the 3 and 4 could have been changed.
They could have, and I'm going to have to thank Angie on that one. This isn't her first agenda to make, and I probably will have to get her cookies later.
I know how much time it takes to train a a judging team. And we appreciate the time that the parents and you and whoever else has helped train these young girls to judge these animals. And I think it's a great opportunity for them to be able to go to the national show and show their skills.
Yes, sir.
So.
Didn't y'all just have a competition at the state fair?
Yes, sir. We got in about 9:30 last night. The livestock judging team, junior team, got second out of 80 teams. We had 3 in the top 15 out of 280 kids in livestock judging was yesterday. So.
Any other comments? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the request for approval of the out-of-state travel for the county extension service. This is for the American Quarter Horse Congress in Ohio.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners, and just once again want to thank you all. I know you thanked us for our team, but not every county is blessed like we are, and have the team of y'all sitting up here supporting us along with our community. And then, as always, we couldn't do it without the parents and volunteers at 4-H, and many of them are sitting in this room. And so we just want to thank you sincerely for all the support y'all give us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 5. Consider and take action on the notice of constitutional amendment election on November the 2nd, 2021. And we have our elections administrator, Ms. Paula Ludke, with us.
We have another election.
Yay!
So this is our official November election. We have 23 voting locations, 3 early voting locations. We're program equipment right now, so we're well underway. We're ready to go.
This is, there are 10 constitutional amendments that are being proposed,
Yes.
12, something like that.
8 or 10, I can't
8 or
remember.
10?
I'm thinking 8 for some reason. I don't know. I can tell you how many voting equipment I program or we're programming.
Well, it has been a unique year. You've been our elections administrator now for 3 months?
Yes, sir, since July.
Since July, and how many elections have you held?
2. We've had 2.
Elections.
Last one went great, so it's going really well. So I can't complain. I got a good staff, and
Fantastic.
I got great helpers. I mean, all these sites, we've visited with them and got everything ready for November, so it's been really good.
Okay. Court questions? Well, Ms. Lucky, thank you for your willingness to step up and become our elections administrator in a quick fashion, and being able to have you and your staff handle the baptism by fire, if we can call it that, of actually 2 special elections and then a constitutional election coming up so quickly. And we appreciate your efforts and your staff's efforts in getting that taken care of, because it is not an easy task.
I'm enjoying it.
Are there any other comments?
But the real work's gonna start here before long.
2 weeks. Early voting starts.
I'm talking about redistricting. That's where you're gonna earn your pay.
I mean, I'm excited about it. It's not, I don't know.
Any other comments? Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Richardson, to approve the notice of constitutional amendment election on November the 2nd, 2021. All those in favor? Item passes. Item number 6 is consider and take action on canvass of the votes for the September 28th, 2021 State House District 10 runoff election. Ms. Lucky?
So we had a election September 28th. We had 4 precincts involved in that, 4 ballot styles, 9,559 registered voters in that district. We had 428 that voted, so 4.48% turnout. So we did not have any provisionals or anything. Everything went really smooth. So we're ready to report to the state and get this done.
Any questions? Commissioner Spivey, this affected your precinct specifically.
I think everything went smoothly. I'd like to see more people turn out, but can't take them by the hand.
Any other comments? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the canvass of the votes for the September 28th, 2021 State House District 10 runoff election. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Item 7 is consider and take action on a resolution approving the application for the Indigent Defense Grant Program. We have Ms. Brown with us.
Yes, sir. Good morning. This is our application for, with the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. They provide financial and technical support to counties to develop and maintain quality, cost-effective indigent defense systems. We have applied and received funding for this for several years now. And we are just asking to have the resolution signed so we can apply again this year.
Questions from the court? Now, this funding does assist the county in providing one staff member, our court appointed attorneys, our indigent defense coordinator is the specific title. And this money goes toward to offsetting the expense of operating that program. We spend about $1.3 million, $4 million, and get $70,000 back. So it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Any other comments? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Tooley, to approve the resolution approving the application for the Indigent Defense Grant Program. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Item 8 is consider and take action on the 2022 rural fire protection contract with local fire departments. And Ms. Brown?
Yes, sir. I'm presenting the contract to you this morning because we have implemented some changes in the contract, including the audit requirements as well as updating the compliance with radios. And we've also put in the due date of December 17th that we're asking to have the departments have the requested information and the signed contract back to the fire marshal's office. This will be sent out with a cover letter explaining to them that there are changes and, of course, to read it in its entirety, as well as on the first page of the contract determining the amount that will be provided to each of the 22 departments.
Okay. How much is that amount?
$11,000, $11,068.
Okay. Questions from the court? Now, this review of the contract came out of our budget discussions, if the court will remember, of making some changes to the contract so that it becomes less burdensome on the audit process. Whereas previously it was through a review of all the financials that contracts were contingent upon, whereas this flips it so that it becomes a reimbursement contract for previous expenses, which should be cleaner for all involved fire departments and our financial departments as well.
That is the hope, yes, sir.
Okay.
And I will add that this amount that's in the contract is added from the budgeted less what we provide to the association, which is the $9,000, and then divided by the 22 departments.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Tooley, to approve the 2022 rural sign. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Ms. Brown, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for all that worked on updating the contract. Item number 9 is consider and take action to impose a burn ban for Henderson County. And for those who did not know, I think it's about noon is when our current burn ban is scheduled to expire.
Yes, sir.
It was set for 14 days, although it seems like yesterday when we set it, so. Fire Marshal.
And I'm here, and I'm sure that y'all can probably see the current numbers. I believe yesterday was 590, and they probably haven't updated it as of this morning. And I honestly didn't look at it right before court because I know they don't update it. And so that's down a little bit from where we were before. Of course, we did receive some rain, but it was sporadic throughout the county. We got more in other places than we did everywhere else. I'd say in Precinct 3, we're probably in the best shape we are anywhere in the county. Before it was mainly Precinct 1 that was bad, but it has spread now into Precinct 2, and in Precinct 4, we're really dry. And I guess the biggest question I've been getting here lately with the rain is people have been asking me to please suggest to take the burn ban off. This is mainly about fuel load, and you have to think about that. We all know the earlier rains that we got out there, and the fuel load is very significant out there. The fire departments are still having to go out and fight fires even with the burn ban in place. Of course, we've been giving warnings for a couple of weeks, and that's probably going to stop now. People know that we've been under a burn ban, and some of them are continuing to burn. We have had a couple of structure losses because of grass fires, so they are spreading fast enough to get to structures before the fire departments can actually respond and get them put out. So it would be my recommendation to the court to go ahead and keep the burn ban in place at this time. We are still above the 575 threshold. The fuel load still remains the same, and I don't really see that changing in the next couple of weeks. I don't believe we're expected to see very much rain at all in this upcoming week, although the temperatures are going to be down a little bit. Again, that fuel load's still going to remain very dry. Now I'll answer any questions for you that I can.
Just for the public's, when you say burn ban, because I saw a couple this morning on the way in, burning trash in a barrel.
It's still illegal. We get tons of calls about that. And, to me, burn ban is banned. It just, you cannot burn. But
Fire pits.
we're having to explain to people, no open flames. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. You can still cook in your barbecue grill because you can close the lid on it. It's got charcoal. But your fire pits, we've had one start from a fire pit. Just because it has concrete around it and there's bricks stacked up doesn't mean those embers aren't going to go out into the field and catch it on fire. So no open flames. I tell people if you can see the flame, you cannot burn it.
Where is this 694 level at?
That's going to be down in Precinct 1, down around the crossroads area. And again, they don't give me specifics, but on the Forestry Service website, you can, if you actually click on the PDF download of the county map, you can zoom in on specific areas. And again, it's just, the closer you get, the pixels get bad and it just becomes little squares, but you can see that's where the main areas are at. But even in the areas that are below the 575, they still have the same fuel load out there and can still, we've had a few fires over in Precinct 3 and 4, so they still can get out of hand. And I believe the burn ban that we put on a couple of weeks ago was perfect timing. It worked out really good because it really hit about the time we put on the burn ban, we started having quite a few fires. Now, I will say also for agricultural purposes and things like that, I have been issuing burn permits. So the public can still burn for agricultural purposes. If they contact my office, I have to go out and look at the burn site and make sure it's being done safely, and I can issue permits for that. So we don't stop the farmers and everybody trying to clear their land and do what they need to do. from it. We just make sure that it's done properly and safely.
That was the question I was going to ask, because I have gotten a few calls as we get into this time of year. Some burn off their property to begin for crop preparations.
Yes.
And I've had a couple asking about that. Comments, questions, Court?
We're thinking about doing it for another 2 weeks.
What's the long-range projection?
Like I said, they don't do the actual 2-week long-range projection they used to do on the website. They got away from that because it was always fluctuating so badly. So all I can go off of is what current rainfall they're looking that we might get, and you know how that fluctuates. But I don't see anything significant in the next week unless somebody has seen something differently. And I try to stay away from anything less than 2 weeks because I don't want to create any kind of confusion out into the public. If we put a burn ban on and then we take it off and then we put it back on and we go back and forth, it creates confusion out there versus just them knowing this time of year it's too dry. We just don't need to burn.
Comments? Discussion?
I say 2 weeks, and you think 30 days is too long?
It's completely up to the court. It's harder to put a burn ban on than it is to take it off. So if conditions change drastically and we get a lot of rain, I can always contact the judge and say, look, we're saturated out there, it's good, and the judge can actually pull a burn ban down, but it takes the entire court to put it on. So, but 2 weeks is what the court has historically done.
We have played with numerous different incarnations of the ban over the years. One thing is that it's practically, the best route is the practical route of doing the entire county. We've tried parceling the county before and caused issues. We have gone in the past week to week,
yes,
which became more repetitive. It got the word out. We have gone for 30 days before. My personal preference is the 14-day. It's kind of that happy medium that allows you enough time to be able to get the word out, get the protection, and also allows the overview of the court every 2 weeks, because face it, you are out in the community and are reached many times more often than my office is concerning this.
Are you, what, do you have the numbers in your head of what the last 2 weeks of fires have been?
As far as grass fires versus burn ban violations, no. I know that we've had 31 calls in the last 2 weeks for fires. And again, not all of those are grass fires. A lot of those are burn ban violations. They're going to go up when we put on burn bans. People are going to call. But I will say that the grass fires we have had are getting out of control faster. Now, like I said, we have lost a couple of structures because of them.
I watched the weather last night, and it said that we're getting ready to have a high pressure come over us, and there won't be much chance of rain at all for next week or so. So,
Okay.
future forecast.
Well, like stated, it's easier to take it off. If we were to get 3 or 4 inches of rain, you can always take it off. It's harder to put it on. We get more calls on the burn ban than we do anything. It's a necessary, even though we don't like to put them on, it's necessary that we sometimes put them on. With that in mind, I move that we extend the burn ban for another 14 days.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Tooley, to extend the burn ban for 14 more days. Are there any further comments?
Those agricultural permits, or whatever you call them, do they cost anything?
They do not cost anything. And anybody can contact my office and we'll go out and look at it.
I'll send two your way.
For the record, there are 4 exemptions. 1 is firefighting training. 2 is public utility, TxDOT operations, gas line, pipeline, or mining operations. 3, which we refer to as the agricultural exemption, is the planting or harvesting of agricultural crops. And 4 is if the fire is conducted by a prescribed burn manager certified under the Natural Resources Code.
Yes.
So those are the 4 options.
Your big ranches are the ones that usually hire the prescribed burn companies to do it. And at that point, they do not need a burn permit from me. By law, they can just do it.
So, any other comments or discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Item passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 10 is consider and take action to set a public hearing on the request to close a third-class portion of roadway at the dead end of Bluebird Lane in front of lots 49, 50, and 51, measuring a length of 255 feet, located in Precinct 4. Commissioner?
Yes, Court. About a year ago, we'd come in and made this a gated portion of the road. There's one property owner that lives at this dead end and in front of these 3 lots, and they're having trouble. We're having trouble with trash being dumped and people hanging out on the area. So we put made it Class C gated portion of the road, and they are come before me now and wanting to close that portion of the road because they're still having trouble. Somebody pushed their gate down, and they're actually building a home there at this point now. And they're wanting to close this portion of the road. So I'd like to set a public hearing to do so.
I'm trying to remember the time frame. Is it in 21 days is the minimum? Due to scheduling, I was hoping that we could not have court on the 26th. Due to I'm scheduled to be out of town. Would November the 2nd?
That'd be fine.
Would it?
Yes.
Okay. Questions for the commissioner? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to set a public hearing for November the 2nd at 9:15.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner Spivey, to set a public hearing on a request for road closure on 255 feet of Bluebird Lane on November the 2nd at 9:15. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item 11 is receive financial reports. We have none of those. Item 12 is consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheets and elections. We have Ms. Harris with us.
I do have the August election totals to be approved.
And this was in association with the runoff election or the original special election?
The original special election.
Okay. Questions, comments? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Tooley, to approve the election payroll totals for bi-weekly August the 21st. All those in favor? Item passes.
And then I also have biweekly 20 totals.
Okay. Questions, comments? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the payroll disbursement totals for biweekly 20. All those in favor? Item passes.
And then also have the August bank account, account cash sheets.
Questions for Ms. Harris? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the accounts cash sheets for the period ending August 2021. All those in favor? Item passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Item 13 is consider and take action on submitted contracts. There are none. Item 14 is consider and take action on request for right-of-way permits. Precinct 1 and 2.
Crescent Heights came to me again for a new meter, to tap in a new meter on County Road 1405. The address is 8643 County Road 1405. It's really not going to be in the right-of-way. They're just trying to keep us in good contact, to let us know that they're going to be there. It's going to be inside the fence line.
Okay. Questions for the commissioner? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the right-of-way permit for Crescent Heights Water Supply on County Road 1405 for a new tap-in meter located in Precinct 1.
Second.
With Commissioner's authorization.
With the Commissioner's authorization to sign. Thank
Second.
you.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the right-of-way permit with Crescent Heights Water Supply Corporation for a new tap meter on County Road 1405 with Commissioner's authorization to sign. All those in favor? Item passes. Precinct 2.
Yes, Court, I got Encore has requested to bore underneath County Road 2938 to service a new structure. So everything's a go.
Questions for the commissioner? I do have one. This is unique. We don't get many electrical bores.
They're going 40 feet underneath the county road.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Entertain a motion.
Judge, I move we approve the proposed utility line activity to bore underneath County Road 2938 with Commissioner's authorization to sign.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the right-of-way permit with Encore Electric Delivery for road bore under County Road 2938 with the Commissioner's authorization to sign. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item 15, consider and take action on submitted budget amendments, and there are none. And then we have 16, consider and take action on payment of bills. Ms. Carpenter.
Yes, sir, we have bills in the amount of $232,342.13.
Commissioner Spivey, questions?
My question's already been answered, Judge.
Commissioner Tooley.
None.
Commissioner McCam.
I didn't have any questions.
Commissioner Richardson.
No questions, Judge.
I had mine answered ahead of court. Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills for fiscal year 2021 in the amount of $232,342.13.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the bills in the amount of $232,342.13. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item 17 is consider and take action on submitted plats.
We have two plats, one in precinct 2 and one in 4, and all these.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and jump to 4 while the signatures are coming. So, Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, Court, I have a plat that's been presented to me. They're wanting to replat lots 14, 15, and 16, and combine those three plats into Lot 14A in the Woodland Hills subdivision. This is down in the Berryville area. And Joey Kimbrough and myself went out and we looked at the area because it is on the lake and has kind of a dry creek bed that runs at one end of it. And everything looks like it's ready to go.
Questions for the commissioner? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to replat lots 14, 15, and 16, creating lots 14A in the Woodland Hills subdivision located in Precinct 4 for filing purposes only.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the replat in the Woodland Hills subdivision, creating Lot 14A for filing purposes only. All those in favor? Item passes. Commissioner Tooley.
Yes, Judge, our plat in Precinct 2 is at the Pinnacle Club. It's taken 2 golf course lots and combined them into one. All necessary signatures are here and ready to go.
Questions for the commissioner? Hearing none?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we approve the final plat of the Pinnacle Club lots 538 and 539, Phase 2, Section A, making the lot 538-R
I'll second his motion.
for filing purposes only.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the replat in the Pinnacle Club Phase 2, Section A, creating Lot 538R for filing purposes only. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item 18 is open and consider bids. No bids. We'll get everything signed. Then item 19 is to convene into executive session pursuant to the Texas Government Code Section 551.071 to discuss legal matters with counsel, specifically to discuss status of opioid legislation and potential settlement agreement in opioid litigation, involving Henderson County. We get one for what, 10:15?
I haven't actually been able to reach the attorney, Matthew, but I haven't seen him here, so I tried to call him, and his assistant says he's in a meeting, which if he's in a meeting, that tells me he's not headed to Henderson County for an executive session. So I think we're probably going to need to reschedule that for a future.
Don't think we could do it by teleconference, or would you rather have him?
We can try. I mean, again, if you want to call it, we can always convene and try to see if he can step away. We can try to call back and see. I just was doing that this morning. So the last I had touched base with him last week, he was going to be here. So.
Okay. Well, what?
Whichever the court would be. I mean, we can either get dates or we can try to convene an executive session, and we'll try to give the law firm a call and see if he wants to do it over the phone.
Well, let's do this. How about we recess for 15 minutes?
Okay.
Just take a quick recess and see if we can get that conversation made, and then come back, and if we do proceed, we'll take a vote to move into executive session then. How's that? Have a motion to recess for until 10:20.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner Tooley to recess until 10:20. All those in favor? Item passes. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey to adjourn. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Did y'all see?